centers. From my point of view, logistics centers are the heart of the logistics regions, of logistics networks, and by this of global supply chain networks. So without these logistics centers, it's not possible to increase the efficiency in supply chains, in the efficiency of logistics regions. Let me start with 3 pictures from my hometown, from Bremen. Bremen is in Germany, in the north of Germany, and it's both a port region and also a logistics region. The region is can be characterized by 3 pictures. You can see the port of Bremen in Bremerhaven, one of the largest container ports in Europe, one of the largest automobile transshipment ports in Europe. You also can see the Freight Village, the logistics center in Bremen. It was the first logistics center in Germany, opened 25 years ago. It's 5 companies. In the meantime, there are 150 companies located in this area, cooperating together and trying to improve the logistics chain and to satisfy all the German customers and the international customers. And you can see on the right hand the University of Bremen. The university symbolizes innovation because it's necessary to rethink from time to time the already existing logistic solutions, and it's necessary to develop new logistic solutions. And due to this, it's a good experience not only to have a view on the business cases, but also to cooperate between universities, between academic world and the real business. Now, if you want to develop regions, if you want to develop states worldwide, I think it's necessary to put together the core competencies of these 3 partners: the ports, the logistics centers, and the innovation centers. If we put these parts together, we can intensify, we can increase the attractiveness of the region, we can increase the sustainability of this region, and by this we can ensure the international economic integration of this region. And exactly this we have done in Bremen. We have founded the so-called Logistics Council, which helps us to bring together all the people working within these 3 partners. According to the latest World Bank report, the logistics performance in Germany is the highest worldwide. How can this be achieved? There are 2 things which have to be realized. The first one is to increase the efficiency of logistics regions. And on this picture, you can see the different logistics regions, not only nearby the sea, but also in the hinterland of Germany, the middle of Europe. You have to increase the efficiency of logistic services, of transportation, of warehousing in these logistics regions. And you also have to ensure the efficient transportation, the efficient communication between these regions, and this only can be done if you have good cooperation between the partners in the region and between the partners between the regions. Now, due to this supply chain management, the organization of the transportation chain from the supplier to the customer is not only a question of one company or of the partners within this supply chain, but it is also a question of the different regions which are integrated into this supply chain. Because without the background of the region, it is impossible for the companies to extend their business and to do real good business. You need both. You need the companies and you also need the cooperation in these different regions. So supply chain management means not only to take into account one company, but to cooperate between the different logistic centers in the port region and in the hinterland, in the port region in Europe and in the port regions in Vietnam, in Asia, and it means to cooperate within the different regions and within the countries. How can this be realized? This can be realized if you build up, if you create logistic centers in the gates to the hinterland, in the ports, and if you realize logistic centers in the hinterland, so-called inland terminals. And here you can see the overview on the inland terminals, on the freight villages in the hinterland in Germany. And if you compare this side, this picture with the logistics region, in this picture you can see that there's an overlapping of logistics regions and the establishment of logistics centers, because you need these logistics centers as one half of the supply chain networks. The efficient transportation between these logistics centers, between the logistics regions, have to take into account the frequency of the transportation and also the capacity of transportation. And according to the frequency of the transportation and the capacity of the transportation, the capacity of the transportation, you either can use road transportation, rail transportation, or salty shipping transportation. From the point of sustainability, from the point of green logistics, there's a pressure in Europe to use more and more road transportation, because road transportation, the influence of road transportation to the environment is only 1/3 of the influence of road transportation. So rail transportation is much more environmental friendly than road transportation, and also short sea shipping is much more environmental friendly, green than road transportation. And due to this, at least in Europe, we try to give pressure on the increase of the usage of rail transportation, and due to this we try to design corridors from the ports to the inland terminals by railway connections. And here you can see one of these railway transshipment centers or terminals. It is the transshipment terminal which is part of the logistics center of the freight village in Bremen, and it connects the port of Bremen and Bremerhaven with the hinterland of Germany. And according to the efficiency of this railway terminal, it is possible also to realize energy efficient and green logistic solutions. Now, this is the situation in Europe. You see, we do not have only an overview on the freight village development in Germany or let's say in Bremen, but we have analyzed the freight village and the logistics center situation all over Europe, and we are engaged in supporting these freight villages and in improving their daily business. If you want to improve the situation of freight villages, if you want to find better solution, the first step you have to do is to make some kind of a benchmarking. And if you realize the benchmarking, you have to compare several criteria. For example, the structure of the freight village. You have to analyze the financing situation. You have to analyze and compare the management model, the business model, the legal status of the freight villages. They are a little bit different all over Europe, but the philosophy is nearly the same. And you have to analyze the type of flows going through these different freight villages. If you compare all these different characteristics, you can have a very good overview on what the freight villages in Europe are doing and what's the best benchmark for your own, for the development of your own freight village in a selected region worldwide. You can obtain the report of this comparison, of this benchmarking, of this European benchmarking of freight villages on our webpage, isl.org. So if you are interested in these results, please have a look on our internet page. Here you can see the present ranking of all European freight villages. And as you can see, the freight village of Bremen is ranked at position 2, and one freight village in Italy is ranked on position 1. There are especially freight villages in Italy, in Spain and in Germany, which have the highest performance in